I am finally back, and I hope those cicadas aren't too loud. I might need a mic, and I don't have one. I'm back, and today, right in the middle of my day, I watched the Odyssey for my second time in theaters at the same theater. Just, duplicate experience, and it was incredible both times. I absolutely love that movie, and I have a Letterboxd review, now 2 of them, that said everything I needed to say. I got it all out, but I love that movie, and I think it deserves crazy things in the form of awards. But I want to talk about, just briefly, some things that I love, and on my mind right now, for one thing, is the Odyssey. And with the Odyssey, there's been a resurgence in Greek mythology and in ancient history, and the Bronze Age and the Bronze Age collapse, and all of these things tied to or associated with Homer's The Odyssey or Nolan's The Odyssey. And I think that in a weird way, a lot of my younger years have sort of built up to this movie, in that I was, at a young age, obsessed with Percy Jackson, and I loved everything Percy Jackson, and I read all those books, and that got me hooked on Greek mythology. And for a while, I scoured the internet for all the child-friendly sources of Greek mythology and how I could learn about it. I remember a great podcast that I listened to. I would be playing Minecraft, and sometimes on a Percy Jackson or a Greek mythology Minecraft server, and I'd be listening to this podcast. The name was something, like a dad joke, like pun, but it was incredible. I loved it. It was these two people. I don't know if they were a couple or just close friends, but a guy and a girl. And the girl was the color, and the guy, it was this guy explaining Greek mythology to this girl, and I loved it. I listened to it all the time. I honestly, now I might go back to it, now that I'm thinking about it, and now that the Odyssey is bringing Greek mythology back onto my radar. But between Percy Jackson, that podcast, the past 5 years of my life slowly working on Assassin's Creed Odyssey, between everything and just a general interest in that direction, the Odyssey was made for me, like little old me, target audience, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Almost. And at this point, after the second viewing, basically no complaints, except for those that people have already voiced, and I don't feel too strongly. I don't feel as strongly as they do about. But if you haven't seen it, you have to. And if you have and you didn't like it, watch it again, try again, have an open mind about it maybe. I don't know, because I can't wrap my head around the idea of somebody not liking that movie. It's the same way. I was recently talking to somebody, and they said that they, we were talking about movies, and one of my favorite movies is Dune Part 2. And she said that she hated Dune Part 2. And it was just like, wow, I can't wrap my head around this, because, it is so close to me that it's like, how can you not love what I love, right? But anytime I think in that direction, I always circle back to, it is a wonderful thing that we don't all agree on our favorite things and on beauty. It's a wonderful thing that beauty is subjective, that art is subjective, because I, for one, love disagreeing in a friendly and in a sporting way. I love disagreeing, and I love arguing in a fun way about things that I disagree with somebody on, or if it's a less, if I'm not as close with the person, in a respectful way, just sharing information, volleying back and forth as to, okay, this is why I feel this way, this is why I feel this way. I love that. I love that mode of exchanging opinions or ideas. I love arguing. I haven't done enough arguing recently. I hate rage baiting. That's a different topic because I hate rage baiting, and I think it's not everything wrong with the world, but I think it is indicative of a lot of things wrong with society. And I think that's a stretch, and I think that's something I'm not qualified to talk on, but I think rage baiting is evil. Joy baiting, that's what I'm a fan of. What I'm a fan of is hopecore on TikTok. Oh my goodness. The indomitable human spirit and hopecore back in, I don't even know, it was probably like 2022, maybe before, maybe after. Couldn't tell you a season, but man, hopecore. And I've been making a conscious effort to get hopecore back onto my social media algorithms recently because I love optimism and I love hope. That's kindness, optimism, hope, and goodness, and patience, and peace, and beauty in nature. Like, these are the things we're alive for. I just said I love arguing, but I also love kindness and hopefulness. Because I hate confrontation, and I hate, passionate arguments. I hate impassioned. I'd say impassioned arguments are I hate them, but they're necessary also, and I wouldn't go as far as to say necessary, but I'd go as far as to say they can be necessary, because I, for one, have in all my vast, and by vast I mean that sarcastically, in all my experience in relationships, I've never once had a impassioned argument. That might just be me. That might just be a confrontational thing that I might need to get over, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Is it bridge or river? I'm gonna have to look that one up. I'll try to remember to look that one up. Is it bridge or is it? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think it's bridge. Oh man, speaking of things I love, I'm not in nature enough, and that's why I haven't posted a video in a second, because I haven't been back here to my place. And as you can tell, I'm in slightly different, I guess. I think last video would have been here too, but slightly different background as opposed to my picnic bench, because the sun is setting behind me. The sun is setting behind me, and so, sorry, I lost my train of thought. The sun is setting behind me, and so I can't go into the canopy of trees because then no light gets in. And out here, honestly, the light is starting to fade, so this one take's got to be good. No mistakes now. When I was thinking about how I needed to get out here and record another video, I had two things in mind. It was the Odyssey and something else that I wanted to talk about. But, okay, this is unrelated, but after the movie today, me and my dad had gyros, because it's not gyros. Gyros? The Greek taco, pretty much. I tried a Greek taco for the first time. I thought it was fitting because I'd just seen the Odyssey, so I decided to go for a Greek taco, a gyro. I think it's a gyro. Like a euro? It's a gyro? Gyro? I don't know. My dad can say it right. I can't. But they were surprisingly good. I had some tzatziki. Man, I'm bad at this. I had some cucumber dill sauce on the side, and that stuff was surprisingly good. It was a lot like ranch, but like more fresh than ranch, and it was good. I liked it. So I might be a Euro guy now. I might be a Mediterranean guy. I hope I like Mediterranean food, because then I can travel there and actually eat the food. No, I was really close to getting a Chick-fil-A sandwich at a food court when I got the euro. And what changed my mind was yesterday I was watching a YouTube video about Anthony Bourdain, and there was a quote from him. There was a lot of quotes throughout the video, and all of them were journal worthy. Sorry, my contact's bothering me. But one that stuck out a lot was, and especially to me, really resonated with me, was to not be afraid of a bad meal, and to not be afraid of trying something new that might be bad, because if you never have the bad meal, you can never have the magical one. And I misquoted it, as I often do when I try and quote quotes, but that is the essence of the quote, except not as beautifully told. But Anthony Bourdain was saying, in his words as a chef of 20, 25 years, he was trying to say, go do new things, go see new things, go try new things, go eat new things. Because maybe it's bad, maybe it's the worst meal of your life, and maybe you regret it, except you can never really regret it unless you die, or unless, like bodily harm, or like food poisoning. But you don't regret a bad meal so long as you know that a better one is coming, or so long as you know that your new favorite food came from trying something new. So always be trying something new. Always seek out discomfort, and seek out newness, and seek out risk and surprise and novelty. I don't know where I was hearing the word novelty, but recently I was reading or hearing or something, and the word novelty, it kept coming back to it. And I love that. Be novel. Do novel things. Surprise yourself. You know what? Just because I said that now, I've got to be different. I've got to do something different. I don't even know if the camera can hear me now, but it's like now I feel like I got to do something different. So I got to stand here awkwardly now. And you're really going to see now how much, especially when I'm standing up and on the spot, how much I talk with my hands, and how much my hands wander, and how weird I get whenever I'm exposed. But I think this is good, because right now I'm exposed, and I feel awkward, and I feel a little uncomfortable. Excuse me. But if I look at the camera and I look, oh yeah, behind me is a good view, and around me is a peaceful place, and it's all gonna be okay. I really need to read East of Eden, because the book has been on my mind, and a quote from the book, and yet I've never read it. So it feels wrong to live by a quote from a book that I've never read, and from an author who I like. So to have never read his best-selling book. But now that you don't have to be perfect, you can be good. That's what it's all about. That's what it is all about. Well, I think I'm running out of daylight, and I'm running out of things to say. So if I had any editing skills, I would probably cut up this video a little bit and fix it, but instead I'm just going to post the raw cut, because I need to learn how to edit, and I might try and edit this one a little bit, but I also like having the uncut, but come up with a word that doesn't describe food. I don't know. I like having the genuine and authentic. I feel more authentic whenever I don't edit the video, because it's more like having a real conversation, versus if I cut out every pause or every time I'm looking for a word, looking for the right things to say. That was meta right there. But every time I distract myself by saying something stupid that's not very funny, this is the reason I'm doing this is to talk to a camera better. And so if I edit, I take out some of that. I might become dependent on the editing, and I might take unnatural pauses, and I want to keep myself feeling uncomfortable. I post these videos publicly partly to make myself uncomfortable with it, and to keep myself clean from saying too much, because I've got to have that in my head all the time. That it's going to be broadcast to the world, except not to the world, probably to 20 viewers, but that's okay. I don't do it for an audience, I do it for me, and I really hope future me will be an audience. Okay, like I said 3 minutes ago, that's all I've got. Good night, good morning, and I've said enough quotes throughout this video. I don't need to end it with the Truman Show. So, good night, good morning, goodbye.